Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Shafinas binti Othman, metric number 264632. So I'll be discussing on the case 5, which is tax for the CFO should Pfizer acquires Allergan. So this cases is about a recommendation that must made by Pfizer CFO Frank D'Amelio, either they should merge with Allergan or not. So the issue started as they need to look out either that deals will improve the company financial performance or not. So Pfizer need a big move because its revenue had declined over the last 3 years. The stock price had been flat and investors were growing restless. Pfizer had to find a company to merge to have a competitive positions among the pharmaceuticals giants. So they had tried to merge with AstraZeneca before but fails. So these mergers with Allergan actually will give benefit to Pfizer to lower their worldwide tax rates, as Allergan is an Irish tax residency where the tax rates there is lower than US tax rates. However, the US Treasury Department had made some changes to the regulatory. Pfizer team thinks that the changes would not affect the proposed merger. So therefore, the Pfizer and Allergan had agreed to merge with $152 billion of stocks and remain the administrative headquarters in New York, but for the tax purpose resident of Ireland. The CEO Allergan also need to act as the COO after the merger. So the issue in these cases is the first one is on ethical issue on the implementation of tax inversions. As we know, tax inversion had been used by the US company to relocate their operation overseas to reduce the income tax. So it may be legal to practice the tax inversions, but we can question the ethics of the practice because the benefit of the corporation engaging in the inversion techniques may be outweighed by the harms to the government and society. Why? Because they will lose the tax revenue. Moreover, inversions often lead to fewer jobs in the US, as jobs are transferred overseas because of the combining of a US corporations with a foreign corporations and the shifting of the corporate headquarters overseas. The former US President Barack Obama itself described tax inversion as unpatriotic. So for the second issue is on either the merger allegiance will give benefit to Pfizer. So the merger might give benefit to Pfizer as they could reduce their worldwide tax rates, but there are a few risks that Pfizer should bear, which is since the deals will have an impact on the tax revenue to the United States governments, the US Department's Treasury may want to change the regulations governing the inversion. So the US Treasury may object to agreements that decrease taxes in this manner. The squabble might cause the deals to be postponed. So a greater risk is that the government pursues a larger rules changes in order to assist the US firms compete. This implies Pfizer may have to pay a high price for a short-term advantage. The unpredictables of the situations may have impact on the tax rates and the probability of the tax inversions. After the merger, there is also a risk of integration. Since both Pfizer and Allergan are a large pharmaceuticals business, the contract involves post-merger integration risk. Pfizer employs about 78,000 pupils, whereas Allergan employs 2,600 pupils. In addition, the firms will offer a variety of items and locations. It will be challenging to merge the departments and to maintain the gross margin. As for these cases, we could relate to the Kant deontological morals theory, which according to this theory, the rightness or wrongness of action does not depend on their consequences, but on whether they fulfill their duty. So a decent person, according to Kant, is someone who always fulfills their duty because it is their responsibility. So it is okay if they enjoy doing it, but they must do it even if they do not enjoy doing it. So the overarching message is that in order to be a decent person, you must first to be good. So the merger between Allergan and Pfizer might look okay, but a lack of social responsibility, which is an important moral concern that a firm must address while doing a business. Business should fulfill their ethical and social duty, such as supporting the community in which they are primarily operates. So this type of ethical issue may send the impressions that pharmaceuticals company are more concerned with lowering their tax obligations than with the societal value they surely provides. So apart from that facts, the governments and the generals will have a bad perceptions of inversions, claiming that these businesses are immoral and leave the rest of the country with the US tax burden. So, we can conclude that even though the merger gives benefits in terms of financials, Pfizer should look at the pros and the cons on implication of tax inversions, not only to their business but to the governments and also society. That's all from me. Thank you.